I am probably among the most annoying people in the entire world to sit and watch commercials with. I realize this, I know this, my wife has helped me to understand this, especially cosmetics commercials. Which, when you're watching football, you get a whole lot of, beer and car commercials, but cosmetic commercials, because I'm watching them and I'm always talking back to the commercial when they say things like, this new cream is clinically proven to visibly reduce the signs of wrinkling. I'm like, really? Clinically proven? Like, what was your study group? What was your operational definition of reduce the visible, can you show me the study where you did this? And you may not realize this, I was a psychology major in college, and it was a pre-doctoral program, and so the whole thing was research. It was all research methods and doing proper studies, and so I'm always like, really? Did you really clinically study this? Or they'll say, oh, this new product, 95% natural ingredients. I'm like, so is it 5% supernatural? Like, what's the other 5%? And the 95%, water is natural. Okay, so you can put 92% water. So it's 95% natural and 5% chemicals from the factory over here. And I'm always poking holes in those things, and I do it in fun at most of the time. But a lot of us have those different things. Maybe for you it's the cosmetics, it's a different area in life. We all have these places, though, where we're wired to want an explanation for things. We've learned that if you just take somebody's word for it, sometimes you get taken for a ride. Okay, anybody ever forwarded a message on Facebook because the message said that you've been hacked and you need to tell all your friends to click this link and do this and repost this to, okay? We don't want to be taken. And we're wired to be skeptical. We're wired to take things apart and see how they're made. Were any of you guys the kids who would always take your toys apart and try to figure out how this works? And I was really good at taking it apart. I just wasn't good at putting it back together all of the time. We want to know not only what happens, but we want to know how it works. We want to know why stuff works. And most of the time, that's a great pursuit. We learn a lot of good things to help the human race. But sometimes in life, you run across stuff that you don't get a good explanation for why or for how. And as you could probably guess, one of those areas is when it comes to understanding God. God is way beyond us. He made the heavens and the earth, and He is such a superior intellect that at times, stuff, it just doesn't make sense. And it's frustrating because we are intelligent people. We're used to being able to understand the how and the why. Sometimes we don't get that. So we're going to talk about those times today, not only to highlight when they're happening. You all know that they're happening. You've lived through them. But we're going to talk about what to do when you encounter those times when you don't get a good explanation